What is up, guys? How are you all doing? I'm doing great, thanks for asking. And what do I have here? We have a quick little video where I want to talk about one thing and one thing only, and that is Advanced Warfare. Yes sir, as you guys know, the multiplayer trailers have been released not so long ago, as well as a lot of multiplayer footage from Gamescom, and I took a look at all of that. Unfortunately, I can't use the gameplay because it's copyrighted and I don't want to strike on my channel, and I definitely don't want the video to get taken down after all the effort I put into it. So you're gonna have to make do with this other Call of Duty gameplay, which will most likely be Black Ops 2. But if you do want to see those videos that I mentioned and you want to see what I'm talking about each point for point, you can check out the videos in the description below. I will link every single one I watched so that you guys can go and see visual evidence of the things I talk about. But anyways, let's not dilly-dally and get right into it. Now, this is Call of Duty. That's the first thing that people need to remember. I say this every year. I mean, yeah, this particular game isn't exactly copy and paste as it has been every year for the past, I don't know, 5-6 years. However, it's still Call of Duty. Like I said, it's still going to have Call of Duty elements, which means it's going to have bullshit. Now, this game in particular, I think is a lot more promising than other Call of Duty games, especially considering Ghost was such a travesty. The reason I say that is because it's been in development for about 2, maybe 3 years or something like that, and is developed by a completely new developer, which is Sledgehammer Games. Now, Sledgehammer helped with making Modern Warfare 3 when they had the dispute with Activision, and Vincent Zampella or some people from IW left and created Respawn Entertainment, as you guys know, and so they had to fill in the gap because they had lack of workforce, and therefore Sledgehammer Games stepped in. Now, even though their name is associated with MW3 and that game was pretty bad, remember that they didn't make the game entirely. They just stepped in at the end to help with some of the aspects. But this game, Advanced Warfare, they were in complete control from start to end. Now, that's a big thing, and like I said, the game's been in development for about 3 years, which means that it's a completely new, revamped version of Call of Duty, hopefully. I mean, that's what I want. Obviously, it's still going to have the traditional Call of Duty feel, however, I think that it will have a lot of new elements to it as well. But I just want to mention a few of the things that stood out to me in those videos that I watched and the gameplays that I analyzed. First things first, this new game called Advanced Warfare looks very much like a cross or a hybrid between Halo, Titanfall, and a movie called The Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise and whatnot. And it pretty much is all of those things slapped together. Now, this game, the thing I don't like about it is the fact that it took so many aspects from other games and really didn't give them any credit and just kind of stole their ideas and kind of gadgets and little things and here and there. So they just kind of spliced everything together into this one new entity. And what am I talking about when I say that? I mean the thruster packs, the booster packs that they took from the pilots from Titanfall, as well as the dash movements from the Titans themselves, which is also from Titanfall, and the battery powered enhancements or pilot abilities, or in this case player abilities, from the exosuit, again from Titanfall. Remember when you use the pilot ability and then you have to wait for it to recharge? It's the same concept with Advanced Warfare. Also, you have something called Oracle, which is taken from Call of Duty Ghosts. But where did Call of Duty Ghosts take that from? Blacklight Retribution. And I'm talking about that kill streak or ability where you can see people through walls, where they are highlighted in red, which is ridiculous because the PC community, us guys, we call that a wall hack. And you're giving it to people in game? It doesn't make any sense. However, they thought it was a good idea. But like I said, there's going to be a lot of bullshit because it is a Call of Duty game. But anyways, now that I got that out of the way, I just want to mention, even though there are a lot of negatives for this game already, I mean, I can see a lot of bullshit potential, a lot of things that could maybe make me and other people not very happy about the game. I still think that it's going to be a better game than Ghosts. I'm not going to say something like it's going to be the best game ever, or it's going to be the best Call of Duty ever, but I think it's going to be better than Ghosts. I mean, how good it is, I don't know. Obviously, I haven't played it. But I don't think it's going to be the worst one ever. I think it's going to be alright because it looks fast paced. The problem with Ghost was that it was very, very slow. No movement, nothing like that. They promoted camping, but with the exosuit and the dash abilities and the booster pack abilities, it kind of promotes movement and rushing. Now, I like that idea because I'm a rusher at heart. But like I said, there are a few negative things that I caught on. The booster packs, even though they're a good idea, look like they might be a little bit OP because you can use them in insane ways. Like you can dash from side to side, you can jump up into the air and boost yourself, you can run across things, you can run onto rooftops, you can even dash backwards and even slide on the floor and then jump and boost. So it's kind of like a unstoppable move where everything can get very chaotic and hectic very fast. The guns still kill very quickly. I mean, it's not as quick as Ghost guns, but it's still pretty quick, and I hope that they reduce it a little bit, especially considering that the player movements are going to be so fast in this game. I hope that this same problem doesn't repeat itself from Black Ops 2, where you had a problem with hitboxes and hit detection and connection, things like that, because the character movement and the model movements were so fast that the hitbox couldn't keep up. That's one of the problems that I can foresee for this game. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but it could do. As well as the guns, of course. Like I said, the bullets do do way too much damage. You can literally drop someone in 1 or 2 bullets I've seen, and it's ridiculous. Maybe they need to kind of patch that down a little bit. But I do need to mention that this game isn't entirely finished yet, it's not out yet, so everything is subject to change. There is some sort of enhancement there where you can go invisible. It's like an invisibility exosuit thing, and it is just ridiculous. I mean, I hated that invisibility in Titanfall. I don't understand war games that use invisibility or cloaking devices. It's stupid, but they have it in game, and I can again foresee a lot of problems with it. The thing is, I thought that they learned the lesson with Ghost and Assassin. You know, it's difficult enough to find somebody on the minimap or the map in general because they blend into the map, or they're using Ghost and Cold-Blooded and things like that, and it's very difficult to spot people. Now you're making it even easier by making somebody go invisible. I mean, that's just crazy to me, and I don't like that idea one bit. Shotguns and pistols are still OP. I mean, I've seen one-shot kills with pistols and shotguns from long ranges. This is ridiculous, and they weren't headshots either. Now I can understand if somebody's getting a close range kill with a shotgun because that's what they're designed for, CQC action, but long range shotgun kills? Really? Are you still putting that in the game? As well as the OP pistols, which have one-shot ability from medium range. I mean, pistols shouldn't be able to do that, but apparently in the trailers and in the gameplays, you can. You still have bullshit such as shock charges or things that electrocute people in a way. You have riot shields, again, it's just more bullshit, as well as explosive crossbows, which is something I despise and I do not like. I mean, RPGs and things like that, you know, rocket launchers are fine. Even grenade launchers up to a certain point are fine if they're nerfed, but explosive crossbows, not really my cup of tea. But like I said, there isn't much negative because we haven't actually played the game ourselves, so I don't know, but those were the things that came across to me. Now in terms of positive, there's actually quite a lot of good things. I mean, it's difficult to say at this point because we still haven't played it, like I said. However, with most Call of Duty games that I come across, there is more bullshit than good things, and this is probably one of the first times in a long time where I can say the good points and the bad points are pretty much equal. They're about 50-50 balanced. But some of the good things include kill streaks. There is a wide variety of kill streaks, and I love it. The more kill streaks, the merrier. Again, that was one of the problems in Ghosts. They didn't give us enough kill streaks, and the ones that did exist were shit. So I'm glad that they changed that now. Also, customization. You can customize your character to a finite detail, even color coordinate some of the things like the armor and helmet, and you can change what they're wearing and what they look like in terms of appearance. On top of that, there are a lot of guns and a lot of things that you can unlock. I mean, you won't be able to unlock even half of them in one prestige, so it's something that you have to think about, and I do like that idea. The more variety that they put into the game in terms of objects and items and guns, the better the game will be. Furthermore, going off the customization and the selection process, they brought back the pick 10 system, but now it's called the pick 13 system. Now this is quite misleading because I thought that the pick 10 system was limited, it didn't give you enough choice. And when I heard that they're going to make a pick 13 system, I thought to myself, yes, finally they listened to us and they gave us more choice and more variety, more options and more flexibility. However, those extra 3 slots include score streaks. So you're back to the pick 10 system because pretty much everyone who plays Call of Duty picks 3 kill streaks. So that's 3 points gone. You have 10 points remaining. Just like Black Ops 2, you're going to have 10-point system, the pick 10 system. Now, if they made a 13-point system where score streaks weren't included, that would be the best thing ever, because some people like to use 2 perks, some people like to use 3, some people like to use 4 or 5, as well as a gun and a secondary. Now the pick 13 system would have allowed that to happen. I mean, you can still do it technically and theoretically in this game in Advanced Warfare. However, the problem is that if you do choose to do that, you have to select no kill streaks or no score streaks at all. So you're going to run in there completely naked in terms of air support and whatnot, which is kind of difficult in a Call of Duty game because you're not the kill streak. If this was Battlefield, it would make sense because you are the kill streak in Battlefield. That's what makes the game different. But in Call of Duty, it's all about kill streaks, and so they haven't really given us that option. It's more of a paradox or an illusion of a pick 13 system. In actuality, it is still a pick 10 system. But finally, you can swim. Jesus Christ, the amount of conversations I've had with people about this, and with the amount of time we've made fun of Call of Duty because of the stupidity that they had, where they give us a playable faction called Navy SEALs. And remember kids, Navy SEALs operate in water and land. Now, the problem with that is when you played as a Navy SEAL and you jumped into a body of water or an ocean, you instantly died in Call of Duty. Now that defeats the purpose of being a Navy SEAL because it means that you drown, which means they didn't teach you how to swim, which means that you're not technically a Navy SEAL, you're a bit of a moron. But now finally you can jump into water and you can swim. You can even submerge yourself and go underwater, which is basically taken from Battlefield 4. I mean, I don't mind them taking that idea because it genuinely makes sense. This is going to allow for a lot of flanking opportunities and maybe some sneaking missions and sneaking stuff, so I'm really looking forward to it in the multiplayer. Also, the maps can change. The map that they showed in the trailer, there was a flood flood or a hurricane or a tsunami of sorts that came and washed away most of the map, so it became submerged underwater, and it kind of made it a more dynamic scene, pretty much like Levolution. Again, this concept and idea was taken directly from Battlefield. You can see it was copy and pasted from that game, which is kind of cheap in terms of development strategy. They kind of take other people's ideas and put it into their own game, but still, you can't blame them for trying to make the game better. And that's pretty much it. Like I said, there are a lot of good things, but there are a lot of bad things as well about the game. This is probably one of the only Call of Duty games in the last 3-4 years that have been pretty balanced in terms of the information that we've received. There is as much bullshit as there is good things, but definitely let me know in the comment section, do you agree with the things I said? Do you disagree? What things do you find are bullshit? What things do you like about the trailers and the multiplayer footage so far? Is there anything you would change or anything you would add? And what do you think about the game in general? Are you going to buy it, or are you going to stay away from it forever because it's Call of Duty? Let me know in the comment section below. Me personally, I think I'm going to get this just to test it out, because like I said, it's been in development for 3 years. It's a completely new developing company or developer, and it definitely changes the game by adding booster packs and things, making the game more fast paced and adding verticality to it, which allows more avenues to flank and rush. So I'm personally looking forward to it. I need to see more stuff before I make up my mind, obviously, but hopefully I will get this game and it'll turn out to be good. But anyways guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you all for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next chapter. This is Night 474, and I'm out. I'll see you on the battle.